Hey guys, I'm Chris Miglino. I'm the CEO of DNA. Thanks for coming here. I figured if I talk loud and do this thing, you guys will hear me. So we appreciate you taking the time to come and hang out with us at the DNA house all over the world. You know, this is just one more place that we're doing another amazing event. We're on the tail end of going from Japan to Korea to India to here, and starting off again for the rest of the year. It's some amazing events, so we appreciate you guys joining us. A lot of people don't know what DNA is, and a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing on the deal desk side. So we wanted to create a platform that would enable different projects to get funding from the different investors that we have relationships with. So we wanted different projects that are always coming to us looking for capital to create a platform where we can pick hand-selected projects and we can help you guys get funded. And we can do that through our vast network of investors that we have, people that have invested alongside us, people that have been engaged with us, and we've done that in collaboration with Chintai. So we'll talk a little bit about that. All right, so tell you a little bit about DNA first. So many of you know, but some might not, because some people ask me what is DNA when they come in here. But just so you know, we have DNA was started by Brock Pierce and Scott Walker a really long time ago, back when all this craziness was just starting. And back in the 2012, 2014 arena, Brock and Scott ended up doing some amazing transactions. They're legends in the crypto space. Myself helped put together the new iteration of DNA and relaunched DNA around a year ago to get this all started again. That was after a short stint where Brock ran for president of the United States and Scott continued doing some amazing investments in the crypto space. Here's just an example of some of the transactions that DNA has been involved with and started. So they started Mastercoin originally, were the inventors, and first started Blockchain Capital, which is on now many different funds. Brock became the chairman of the Bitcoin Foundation. Brock was then one of the founders of Tether. So early on, one of the founders of the stablecoin. Then we went on to help raise capital for lots of different companies. We went on to raise capital for Bancor, for EOS, helped raise, involved in the $4 billion raise for Bancor, one of the largest raises in the space, until Gronk just did their AI raise of around $6 billion, but this was one of the largest raises out there. Then Hedera. Sequire is a TradFi platform that we're involved in. So we have a database of around 10 million retail investors that are invested in the public markets in the stock market. So what we're doing is we're taking that information of the 10 million retail investors and we're converting them into crypto investors. The current project that we're involved in is T. We have, again, Sequire created a community around that. We throw conferences like this in the TradFi space as well. We own the largest TradFi small cap conference in the United States. So we get around 600 companies that come together to present to investors a couple of times a year. So we have thousands and thousands of relationships with small cap investors who are very synergistic to crypto investing because all they want to do is invest in something really low and have it go very high. So that's the micro cap mindset. And so we have good relationships with a lot of investors that are not afraid to invest in something that has a point and then a zero. So we then own our investor summits that happen in Puerto Rico. As many of you may know, we're based in Puerto Rico, and that's our hometown. And so we throw a big investor conference in Puerto Rico once a year. You're all welcome to come. It's in January, at the end of January. We'd love to have you there. But it's very focused on the TradFi business. It's all not all non-crypto related, but it's mostly focused on small cap public companies. DNA has a few different pieces of our business. We have an investment management team that is invested in 6 different strategies, 6 different funds. We have advisory services, so we help different projects get off the ground. We find stuff that we really like, we get them off the ground. We then help them get introduced to the community. We get them exposure, we get them capital. We get involved in the project as if we're the entrepreneur owners of the project. So we're really excited when we bring something on, and then we have lots of different projects that our advisory team works with. So if you are looking for something in that area, make sure you talk to our advisory team. We have a bank that we just launched. So we have a neobank. Does anybody have a problem getting a bank account as a crypto company? If you do, talk to our team, and we can open bank accounts all over the world. And unless if you live in Afghanistan, you're out of luck. But anywhere else in the world, we can open up a bank account for you, and we're a good source for that. And then we throw these events, and we have a lot of community involvement all over the world. We have a big database of people. Next one. So why are we creating this platform? So as you can imagine, we see a lot of deal flow. We get a ton of information from companies looking for money. Every single day, we get hit up by 10 to 20 companies a day that are looking for capital for their projects. And it's impossible to service all of these companies. It's just not feasible that we can get involved and fund every single one of these projects. Even though we find them to be amazing, we can't do it. So we said, how can we create a platform that would allow us to leverage what we want to invest in, what we like, and we can share that with other investors, other people that are in our network that can co-invest with us. And how can we do that in an environment that is created for that resonates with that audience, where we can tokenize those investments and people can invest, use crypto to invest in these companies, and then get a token back in exchange. So we've created a platform called the DNA Deal Desk. So if you're looking for money for your project, this is a place where we can help you do that. And we can get you on the DNA Deal Desk. We can present it to our investors. People can opt in. If they like your project, obviously there's diligence that we have to like the project ourselves before it makes it there. It's a very curated list of deals, right? So we've done this in collaboration with the team at Chintai. So I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic, or he has his mic. We're going to give a presentation of what that platform looks like, so you guys get a sense of what you would be investing in or what you'd be listed on.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. Super excited. For anybody here who's looking to raise money or deploy capital, which I imagine almost every single person in here is in some way, shape, or form doing that, it might be worth kind of paying a little bit of attention when it comes to this. A little bit about Chintai, just for you guys to know. Chintai is a blockchain as a service company. And what does that mean? We're in the business of tokenizing real-world assets. A lot of people have goals in tokenizing real-world assets and figuring out how to make it viable in the markets today. What we've done is we've figured out a way to do this by first and foremost getting the most amount of users we can on the platform. How do we do that? We create a fully white-labeled platform that can be absolutely customized by financial services institutions just like DNA, to be able to customize and take part in tokenization. It's very difficult for a centralized marketplace in the RWA space to say, hey, come give me all your users, come give me all your deal flow, come give me liquidity, come give me distribution. What we're doing is we're partnering with people that already have distribution figured out, they already have deal flow figured out, and they're going to provide liquidity themselves to take the technology to another level. So we first met Chris and the DNA team in Texas back at Consensus, and it was pretty interesting because when I walked in there, I said, this is nothing like I've ever seen. First and foremost, it was an atmosphere and an event where I left with 8 new clients from one event. I've never seen anything like that. After that, I jumped on a call with Chris, and I knew from essentially they're crypto pioneers, hedge fund managers. You have guys that are screaming and yelling on the trading floor. I was talking to yesterday that are in this company. You have people that are corporate executives like Chris that have launched companies on the New York Stock Exchange. And I knew, Chintai, we needed to be involved with these guys. First and foremost, we went to them to seek investment. After 2 conversations, Chris tells me, hey, I have an idea. Your technology is so customizable. Everything is 100% on-chain. Every function you're going to see in this. Can you guys build me a deal desk? Because we've already been wanting to do this. And I said, well, what do you need for the deal desk? And he comes to me, he goes, I need crypto on-ramp. I need simple KYC. I need banking solutions potentially, but then they solved that. DNA already was ahead of it. And I want it to be fast, where somebody could literally come into the DNA house. You guys could see Titus Wallet, Parlay, on-ramp. You could see a company that you like, that you saw a presentation for. You could scan a QR code with DNA specifically, and then you can invest in them. Here's how investing should feel. It should feel as easy as you logging into Luma and signing up to come to the DNA house. That's what it should feel like to invest in Web3. What are we doing in Web3 if we're not actually making it better, faster, and simpler for people to be able to use, right? So that's what I'm going to demonstrate today and show you guys. Well, I'm going to go a little quick because of how we have it set up, but here is the DNA deal desk. We're going to click in to register here. You're going to enter a traditional username and password. You'd have KYC right after this, which can be done almost instantly. You're going to come into a platform here where you're going to see current clients and SPVs on your deal desk. We're the issuer here, so what we're going to do as DNA is actually issue an asset. We're going to do a venture capital alternative fund here. We're then going to come in and give you the details of the individual fund for DNA, which is a $100 million fund DNA is launching. Put in your logos that you need to be able to make it attractive for people. Give you the investment details and statistics specifically. Upload your prospectus. If you're a startup, you put your pitch deck. If you're pre-TGE, you put the token information in there. You can put the token sale details in there so that you can get the investors. Everything looks good. You come in here, you click submit. It's that easy. And just like that, we've created a fund. All done 100% on chain. Once we're done with that, now we're on chain here. We got to issue the token, right? Let's issue it. We're going to issue the DNA fund now. Here's what we're going to do. Standard issuance, direct issuance. You have a cap table already in existence. We don't here. We're going to issue the full 100 million. Here we go. Here's how it looks. Boom. Here we go. 100 million on chain. Minimum investment 250,000. Limited to accredited investors. In this specific instance, our token has now been created. We are now DNA fund. Up in the top left-hand corner, here's our other investments specifically that we have to offer. Well, let's go learn about the DNA fund. You're going to be able to come in here, see the pertinent documents, company details, cap table, understand the distribution of the individual token, and all the information. Next thing we want to do is, how do you put money in? I have $0 liquid right now. Let's go put some money in. We can do USDT, USDC currently, and US dollars. Here's dollars for simplicity. Let's log in, let's deposit $500,000. And I think we need to have Chris here make an investment. What's a logical investment for Chris to make for a company that's fundraising currently right now in the bridge round? I have an idea, I think Chintai. So, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take that $500,000, we're gonna come over to the Chintai token. Before we invest, we should do our due diligence and we should maybe read about it. So we're going to read about the Chintai token, understand cap table. What does Chintai do? Well, I think now that's an incredible investment. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to invest $250,000, Chris. That's pretty good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. $250,000 investment coming in. DNA, we appreciate you. Here's the contract. Transaction ID, hash number, all 100% on chain. Everything you see is on chain. Next thing we're going to do is a secondary trading place. We have a marketplace here where we can come on. You're going to be able to see the individual assets that you currently own, and you can create a liquid trading market for your LPs. We all know how difficult liquidity is and how hard it is to get people to want to pile money in. Well, let's figure out a way to have them get money out, right? It's relatively simple. Just as a quick note, this here specifically is not our Singaporean site. We also have MAS licenses. We have an RMO and CMS license as well, just so everybody is aware. After we make a trade here, a very just simple order book. It doesn't have to be complex, but we can build it however you like. It's very easy for us. We see all the companies and SPVs here individually that you want to invest in. Now we go to the cap table of Chintai, and look what you see. DNA Fund. They currently own 20% from a $250,000 investment in a $5 million pre-Series A round. And that is the DNA deal desk. And ultimately what we saw with this was, right now, you want to go invest in an individual fund. Do you want 100% of that fund? Do you want to have high risk? Do you want low risk? Do you want to do traditional assets? Well, that's something that you have to decide as an investor. If you're representing your investors, you need to make sure you're hitting specific investment criteria. Our goal here was to be able to make it so simple that you can go in and pick and choose what you want to invest in, where you're deploying capital, and why this makes sense. And the fact that these platforms, this hasn't existed yet, is pretty crazy to me, and I'm very happy that DNA and Chris had the foresight to come to us when we were building something that was a little bit, first off, we have a lot of other really cool things coming, but the deal desk idea specifically, we are very excited to do with them. We think DNA is the future of finance. I think people don't understand how big this company is going to be. You're going to be comparing them with Goldman Sachs here in a little bit. Web3 is the way of the future. Integrating Web2 into Web3 seamlessly. A lot of people say that. These guys can do it. These are the innovators of the future. I'm very proud to be partnered with them. Happy to be here at the DNA House. Looking forward to talking to everybody. If you want to hear more about the Checks token, our entire platform is powered by the Checks token. Feel free to come talk to myself or Rick here, who's one of our strategic advisors, to tell you how it runs our blockchain. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. So as you can see, is this on yet? So as you can see, we're super excited about this platform, and our goal is going to be to curate the best deals to put on here. It's not just going to be every single company that we talk to can get on here. It's got to be the coolest stuff that we're seeing that's out there. So we're going to use the same analysis and our gut instinct about your different projects, about getting you onto this platform. So this will be live probably in around a month or so, a little less.
Probably mid to end of October. Our goal is to be able to let you guys, we'll do a formal announcement, and then you're going to be able to log right in, do the simplified KYC, and be able to get on the platform and start investing directly in deals.
So if you're, we'll send an email out to everybody because we have all your emails because you're in here, and we'll let you know about the launch of this. If you are looking for advisory help or you want to get your project on this platform, talk to one of our advisory team members. Raise your hand, advisory team guys. There you go. That's who you want to talk to. And if you are looking to invest, you can also talk to our investment team. Our funds are here. Neil's around here somewhere. Josh is right there. So you can talk to that team as well. But we appreciate it. Lunch is now served, and we have an amazing rest of the day of talks. So thank you guys.
Woo! Thank you. Cheers, guys. Thank you, Singapore, by the way.